GearNetwork.com.
The following is a presentation of the Gear Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is sponsored by our store through Amazon. If you visit shopgear.com, please remember to do that, because when you do, you provide gasoline to the engine known as Gear Radio Network, and that helps this podcast continue. It is the best way to shop for yourself, and is the best way to support this podcast. Now, on with the show. Oh, hello. How's it going, everybody?
Outside of Western New York.
Outside of Western New York, yeah. You guys are, I don't know, a lot of them are you know, holding their heads up high or whatever.
Yeah,
but
they're still mad, though.
Yeah, they are.
They're big mad about some of these missed calls.
Yeah, well, I don't know. But we'll talk about that in a little bit on this perhaps simulcast. I don't know. I don't know what this is. I'll decide what it is after the show ends, but... Hello, everyone. My name is John Cimino at VJC Money on the Twitter, and joined here, of course, my eyesore, Mr. Brandon Gorell. Brandon, say hello.
What's up?
And, of course, we are sponsored by ShopGear.com. It's our Amazon quick link, and later on in the podcast, well, before we go to the first commercial break, Mr. Brandon Gorell will provide us, like he did last week, an obscure item and that I will try to search Amazon for to prove that, in fact, Amazon does carry almost everything. And, of course, you must remember, Donald Trump hates Amazon.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yes, he does.
Ball knocker.
Ball knocker. Wait till we get to... Well, I'm not going to look it up now. It's not time to do that. But,
why not?
Well, because we got to talk...
There's no time better than the present.
We got some stuff to talk about. And now let's just get right in here. The Buffalo Bills, Brandon... the 17-year playoff drought is over, and unfortunately, what felt like a 17-hour-long football game.
Oh my God, it was so boring.
Their playoff game ended, and they ended with a loss, and it was quite an abysmal. I don't want to completely crap on the Bills for an abysmal performance, because Jacksonville wasn't really good either.
Jacksonville sucked, too.
Pittsburgh is going to have their way with Jacksonville.
Yeah, if they could have made, I wouldn't say have their way, because they still have a really good defense.
Well, yes, but, I mean, but their offense, you know.
These mofos.
I don't think we're going to see
Blake Bortles can't do shit.
I don't think we're going to see the Ben Roethlisberger that threw 5 interceptions against the Jacksonville Jaguars earlier in the season.
No.
That almost had me considering getting rid of Ben Roethlisberger in my fantasy football.
Well, it had him considing retiring.
Yeah, that too. You know, and it's just one of those things where I was watching this game, and I was amped. I had the Bills hat on. I did a little Macho Man like promo on my Instagram, and you know, no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills, yeah, you know. And then I sat there and I was like, all right, this sucks.
Yeah, because they were not circling anything.
The Bills did not.
It was more like
anything.
circling buzzards.
It was crazy, and I bet Baltimore was sitting there looking like, these guys really, you know, but. Some Bills fans are happy. You know, they're like, hey, we finally had a playoff game. People were looking at Buffalo. Jermaine posted something that said that New Era, the cap manufacturer said that
sold more caps than the Astros.
Right.
Series.
You know, which only goes to show that football is still king in this
more
airline.
popular than baseball.
Right.
And then you're talking about a specific market,
right.
Houston.
Right.
You know, Houston, yeah, they won a World Series championship, but, like, the World Series hats are not that awesome.
Right.
Like, they're okay. I mean, I've got Giants ones that have the patch on the side that they, you know, were in the World Series.
I could guarantee you if the Houston Texans made the playoffs, the Houston Texans would have sold double, triple the hats more than the Astros.
Exactly.
So,
it's just,
you know, football is king in this here land.
It is.
But,
and when you're in Western New York and you're as starved for any kind of success as you are in Buffalo, you know, you go and you go out and you support it.
Look, I take nothing away from the Buffalo Bills this year. They you know what, they
overachieved.
They overachieved. They trusted the process. They were a fun team to kind of get behind. In wrestling terminology, they were the big baby faces. They were the good guys of the league, especially after the whole, you know, especially the Bills Mafia. You know, as fun as they are and as crazy as they are, they showed with Andy Dalton's foundation, and then the wide receiver that caught the touchdown, his foundation, with donations to them.
Right.
They showed how big their heart was. So, the playoff game and their abysmal performance aside, the Bills really kind of came out. And it was, and I don't think that this was a bad thing for the team or the fan base at all, honestly. Now, that said, as we head into the off season here, there are some question marks now. What are they going to do specifically at quarterback? Because as you saw, Tyrod Taylor was not very effective, and that kind of goes to the point that I guess the Bills themselves were trying to make, last year and the year before, is that they weren't 100% sold on Tyrod Taylor. And I was saying, hey, you know what? Tyrod's pretty good. I'd take him on the Jets and yada, 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 whatever. But he got the playoff limelight on him, and he did not look very good at all. No,
and he looked like he did most of the season. He's tentative, he's hesitant, and he checks down. I saw, I want to say, maybe a handful of times he went down the field, and he wasn't even close to hitting a receiver.
Right.
Like, there was none that were like, just grazed off his fingertips. If he just, no, they were like 5 to 10 yards.
Yeah, no, they were.
And everything else is a check down.
The only thing that was worse was Blake Bortles' passing.
He's just terrible. If the Bills could make some fucking tackles,
right,
they would have. That game would have went to overtime in a 3-3 game.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was brutal.
It was a very painful game to watch.
The guy outrushed his, and he didn't put up
He
didn't put up Mike Vick numbers for running.
No,
but he definitely put up terrible passing numbers.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Joe Montana with a golf ball in his elbow.
Yeah,
the Chiefs threw for 3 times as many yards.
Yes.
As Bortles did with a fully healthy elbow.
Yes. I mean,
it was ugly.
Tim Tebow, I think, even threw more than
on that one pass.
On that one pass alone.
He threw 80 yards in overtime.
So
Bortles threw for 83.
Yeah. And ran for 98 or something like that.
Yeah.
But
dude, I just saw this. This is not good news for us Western New Yorkers when we're on the subject.
Uh-oh.
We have a freaking storm watch. We're going to melt all this snow tomorrow and early on Friday, and then it's all coming back. We're talking 9 to 13 inches before it tapers off on midday Saturday.
Jesus Christ, really?
Yeah. It's going to be 55 tomorrow and 55 on Friday to start the day, and then it's going to rain, and then it's going to turn to ice, and then it's going to turn to straight snow.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's a good thing because I didn't shovel my driveway, so...
Yeah.
So the Mother Nature will take care of at least the last storm for me.
Yeah.
But this storm, oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Kind of wish I would have fixed that snowblower, but
right.
Oh well. I'll do the shovels. But so that's done. We've already got some off-season things, discussions happening.
I really think the Bills' best bet for drafting a quarterback is Mason Rudolph. I think Mason Rudolph is the best quarterback in the draft.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, from Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm. I've seen his name.
He's a pocket passer. He's a classic pocket passer. He's got the ability to run if he needs to.
Mm-hmm.
But I think overall, that he has the best set of tools to be a winning quarterback. I keep hearing this Lamar Jackson. I don't want them to get Lamar Jackson.
I'm not sold on Lamar Jackson.
He's just not. I don't know, man. He's just not. The latest fan-sided mock draft has the Jets taking Josh Allen at 6.
Okay.
Which would not be a bad thing.
No.
Unless the Bills trade up,
right,
they're going to be in the market for the second tier.
Mm-hmm.
I really think watching Mason Rudolph highlight films, looking at his numbers. The biggest knock that they have on him is to say that he needs to work on his footwork out of coming from under center because he's a shotgun quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I mean, if that's the one thing you're going to pick on about his abilities, fine. He learns how to take a few steps. But honestly, if you watch the NFL now, a lot of quarterbacks take shotgun snaps.
There's a pretty famous shotgun quarterback that I don't know if he was always a shotgun quarterback, but as far as his tenure in the NFL, he's been predominantly a shotgun quarterback, now that I think about it, and that's Eli Manning.
Yeah.
He's a shotgun quarterback.
Right.
He's always out of the gun.
A lot of these guys are now.
You know, Peyton, even
They just have
towards the end of his career, the final few years, he was more of a shotgun quarterback too, because, it
Right.
gave him that extra.
It gives you that extra time, but it also allows you to read the defense. See, now fan side, it has also Lamar Jackson going to Buffalo. I think that's a terrible
But I mean, I've
terrible
seen
option because I think he's just a faster, less accurate Tyrod Taylor.
right. Well, I've seen multiple.
He ain't gonna run 200 times a season.
Right. I've
in the
seen
NFL.
multiple different scenarios. Speaking only for the Jets, because that's really what my vested interest is in. And I've seen scenarios as far as the quarterback position goes, from Mason Rudolph earlier on in the season to Baker Mayfield now.
I think Baker Mayfield's a Johnny Manziel waiting to happen.
Exactly. Well, yes.
I don't think he's that good.
But
watch the Georgia game and you get a good idea of.
But I've seen Josh Allen, I've seen Mason Rudolph, and I've seen Baker Mayfield all linked to the Jets. But then scenarios of perhaps them
This
getting
one's got him going to Jacksonville.
who? Baker Mayfield?
No, Rudolph.
Rudolph to Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have Mayfield going to Arizona
Oh,
in this
all right.
draft.
All right.
It's just bad.
But I mean, it's all over the place. I did read somewhere that the Jets are going to prepare to, quote, try to go after Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
If they can
There was a
land.
story about Kirk Cousins saying that he'd be willing to sign with the Browns.
Really?
Yeah. He said he absolutely would play for the Browns.
That makes one of us.
Yeah.
But whatever. Probably knows that the Browns will pay him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they will. But honestly, the Browns have some pieces.
They do have some pieces.
They just have to put them together. And, I love Deshaun Fraser, but he's just not. He's not the guy. Yeah, look.
No.
Bleacher Report. Kirk Cousins would reportedly seriously consider playing for Browns.
Wow. That would be something.
Well, I mean, he went to Ohio State, right?
I think so. Yeah. That makes sense.
No, he went to Michigan State.
Followed Robert.
He went to Michigan State.
Oh, he went to Michigan State.
I'm thinking of
Ohio State sucks.
who am I thinking of from Ohio State?
Cardale Jones.
No, I don't know. It just
whatever.
escaped me.
Who cares?
Whatever.
Before we started this podcast, guys,
Cousins.
we spent about the typical first hour that we hang out or whatever. We do the first portion of the show.
Yeah.
We spent bullshitting about life off the air. And
Life is bullshit.
life really is bullshit right now. So, but I can tell you it's only going to go up from here. So,
Yeah.
I will. What we're gonna do right now is, because we are cutting it close on time. Let's do this. And any second. There we go. Okay, Brandon. Obscure item. Go.
Ball knocker.
Ball knocker? Yeah. All right, here we go. So I'm going to shopgear.com and I'm typing up ball knocker. And here we go. An Ancheer inflatable bumper bubble soccer ball, diagonal 4/5 foot.
That's not what I'm looking at.
No?
Nope.
No? Doorball. Oh, doorball's door knocker.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. This item is only available for third-party sellers. Available from these sellers here. So
Yeah, but you still get it on there.
But you still can get it on there, right? So let's take a look. Doorball's door knocker, ladies and gentlemen. It is a hilarious peel and stick to any flat surface door knocker. It is of a male, a naked muscular male with his testicles.
Yes.
As
You could say his balls.
His balls. I was trying to be
balls.
I was trying to be politically correct here.
Why?
But
I said ball knocker.
Yeah, whatever.
And you're like, hey, inflatable. I'm like, no, that's not the one. That is not
But
the one, man.
you move the balls and it knocks on the door. So you can get that on shopgear.com from a variety of sellers. And of course, when you buy your doorball's
They do
door
have
knocker,
them, I think, in multiple colors too. They have chrome, bronze, brass.
well, when you buy your doorball's door knocker through shopgear.com, remember, use our short link. Oh my God, there's all those colors. Use our short link, which is shopgear.com. It will take you directly to amazon.com, but it has our code embedded in there, and that
If I
helps
didn't have
out.
kids, I'd totally have one of these.
What's that?
If I didn't have kids, I'd totally have one of these.
That's All right, fair enough. Doesn't Robert have one of those?
No, he put it on his list.
He did put it on his list?
Yeah.
Well, but when you use our short link, shopgear.com, it redirects you to Amazon, and it has our code embedded in there, and it tells Amazon that we referred you, and Amazon gives us a commission on your sales, which we use to do upgrades and make us sound spectacular in comparison, especially to some other podcasts that are out there locally in this area. Yeah, you know. Anyways.
The lunchbox hour.
We'll be right back with more of the JC Money Show Football Talk Weekly Podcast right after this. IndyCard Media is your one-stop shop for quality designs at a quality price. They offer merchandising, company branding, event posters, custom clothing designs, and so much more. Check out their gallery of past designs by visiting facebook.com/IndyCardMedia and tell them what you think. That's IndyCard Media, 337-446-4331 or IndyCardMafia@gmail.com. Tell them that we sent you. Again, 337-446-4331. IndyCard Media. Bring your designs to life.
Yeah, Islam National Underground Thunderbounds when I stomp the ground like a million elephants, a silverback orangutan. You can't stop a train. Who wants some? Don't come unprepared. I'll be there, but when I leave there, better be a household name. Weatherman telling us it ain't gonna rain, so now we sitting in a drop top. So
girls over there jamming here. Jamming.
Great freaking tune, man.
It is a good.
Came on that playlist that I had.
Yeah.
When I was working out today, and it was like, oh man, this song makes me want to run through a wall.
No, it's well, the entire CD, this particular Outkast CD.
Yeah, Stankin' You is great.
Stankonia.
No, that's Stinkin' You.
Huh?
I call it Stinkin' You.
I call it Stankonia, fool.
All right.
Whatever.
Stink on
That's how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Yeah, it's fine.
Pronouns.
I call it what I want to call it. This is America.
Welcome back, everybody, I
thought this was America.
Welcome back, everybody, to the podcast. And this segment here, you know what, because I don't think we're going to do a third segment. This is sponsored by our Target. Go to facebook.com/Gear Network. Click on one of the, posts from last year, because I haven't updated anything this year yet. And sign up for a Target Red Card. You will get 5% back on all of your purchases. And, of course, it helps us along the way.
Yes.
Hey.
Go buy a ball knocker.
Go buy a ball knocker.
I
don't think Target has ball knockers, but shopgear.com does, as we have
got to pitch in both.
Yes. So, all right, bombs over Baghdad, everybody, and ladies and gentlemen, that you can also get as well on shopgear.com, and that helps us out here. So,
cheers.
What?
Cheers.
Okay,
I'm in agreement.
Cool.
Do it.
Well, I will tell you this. Let's go.
We're going to talk about the playoffs coming up here?
We are going to talk about playoffs, but I'm going to do some quick hits here really quickly as well.
Packers got some quick hits.
They do.
They got 3 quick hits.
Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us all about that?
Well, the Green Bay Packers have settled on
wait. Hold on. Quick hits doesn't start until you hear this. Okay, go ahead.
Packers have selected a new GM. I can't really pronounce his name very well, but it's Brian Gutekunst.
Gutekunst.
He is the new GM, kind of going over Elliott Wolf, who actually went to the Browns today.
Okay.
This was a pick that Rodgers was really good with, and so was Mike McCarthy.
Okay.
So they went out and did that, and then we went back into the old familiar and grabbed Joe Philbin to be our offensive coordinator.
Bitter Dolphins fan is saying...
Yeah, well, he's not a great head coach, but he was a great coordinator.
He was a good coordinator, right, exactly.
That's when Packers' offense was very creative and playing well.
Again, bitter Dolphins fan.
Yeah.
They had Jay Cutler all year.
Yeah. So they hired him to be their offensive coordinator, and thank the Lord, Tom Capers is gone, and we have a new one.
Okay.
Stone Cold Mike Pettin is our new coordinator. He was a head coach with the Cleveland Browns. He was. He is a coordinator for Rex Ryan for a number of years.
Yeah, with the Jets, I remember.
Had some
and the Bills.
Good defenses. At one point, he was second, third, and sixth with the Jets.
Yes.
10th with the Bills.
Yes.
So... the guy knows how to coach up, and it's a 3-4 guy.
Does.
He's a 3-4 guy. We have a 3-4 personnel, so Can't really switch back to the 4-3 unless we do an overhaul.
Now, hopefully the Packers actually pick up a couple of free agents.
This new guy is looking to fill in the gaps.
Okay, good.
And we're
good.
looking to get to where we got to be.
Right.
And hopefully we'll pick up a couple of free agents that we need and not just go, hey, we're going to start getting free agents and get everybody.
Hey, you know what, Brandon? For you taking the lead on that particular story, I got to ask, Flavor Flav, what'd you think of Brandon there?
Yeah, boy!
There we go.
Thanks, Flav. He's always on time.
All right. Panthers finalizing deal with Norv Turner.
Norv
Turner. That's right. Norv
back.
Turner Ball. That's right. The Panthers are finalizing a deal to make Norv Turner their offensive coordinator, as Dave Newton of ESPN reports.
That's an attractive position, having Cam Newton as a quarterback.
That is, yes. They fired offensive coordinator Mike Shula and quarterbacks coach Ken Dorsey on Tuesday. And head coach Ron Rivera cited the changes as necessary to further the development of Cam Newton, whose 2 lowest passer ratings came in the last 2 seasons. Norv Turner, at 65 years old, parted ways with the Vikings midway through the 2016 season and did not coach this season. For those of you who do not know who he is, he previously served as the offensive coordinators for the Cowboys from 1991 and 93, the Chargers in 2001, the Dolphins 2002 to 2003, the Raiders 04 and 05, Niners 06, the Browns in 2013. That was, of course, after his stint as a head coach for the then San Diego Chargers, and the Vikings from 2014 to 2016. He was also the Redskins head coach from 1994 to 2000. So, yeah, that's good move.
Yeah.
The biggest age gap difference between playoff starting quarterbacks, Brandon, will happen this Saturday night, as Patriots quarterback Tom Brady, at 40 years young, and Titans quarterback Marcus Mariota, whom, incidentally, threw a playoff touchdown pass to himself. Talk about putting the team on his shoulders, man.
Yeah.
That guy did a whole hell of a lot that game, but we can talk about
a lot of key calls missed in that game.
We could talk about that in a few, but
the Titans out greatly.
Marcus Mariota, 24 years, 75 days, years old, and that, Brandon, makes it the first time in NFL history that starting quarterbacks in the postseason games were more than 16 years apart.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but that stupid ESPN story that came out this week.
Which one?
The one about the Patriots.
Oh, the Garoppolo and that whole crap.
That's just going to piss them off even more.
Yeah, you know what?
They're going to steamroll.
I mean,
they're going to steamroll poor Tennessee.
I sat there and I actually, it's funny when you mentioned that story. Is that came out and I looked at it and I rolled my eyes and I'm like, Jesus Christ, here we go.
ESPN's like just really just struggling.
You are fake news. You don't have the button this week.
They don't have John Gruden anymore.
They don't because John Gruden accepted a 10-year, $100 million head coaching position to return to the Raiders.
That's a lot of money to pay back for your old girlfriend.
10 years, $100 million freaking dollars,
like
Brandon.
That's like paying for your ex-girlfriend.
Right.
I could have had my ex-girlfriend for free if I just stayed in a relationship with her, but then I broke up with her. And now to get her back, I got to pay $100 million? And be stuck with her for 10 years?
That's a hell of an engagement ring.
Woo!
Yeah.
That is a lot of money.
Exactly. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, good on.
It's got that Davis money, I guess.
Good on the Raiders, I guess.
Spending it on haircuts.
What was that? Oh, who was that guy? Was it Habner on Sports Analyst that wrote Mark Davis somehow looks like he's 12 and 90 at the same time?
Yeah, it's a quote from somebody else. His fucking dumbass didn't come up with that.
I don't know.
Clever.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny.
I don't know. I got you, Habner.
He's terrible.
It's okay. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever. The Jaguars can expect to see a big dose of Le'Veon Bell this time, not like last time. When the Steelers lost to the Jaguars 30-9 in Week 5, which was the aforementioned.
That's their weak spot, too. And that's what I don't understand why Buffalo didn't exploit.
Ben Roethlisberger threw 5 interceptions and took 2 sacks. Pittsburgh had 20 rushes for 70 yards, with Le'Veon Bell only getting 15 carries, though he also had 10
That was pre-Darius, though, so...
right.
Darius might help up a little bit.
So they are going to basically incorporate Le'Veon Bell. What do you think?
Though, every time that Le'Veon Bell is supposed to do something and go off, he gets hurt.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's kind of tough to really.
They're going to have
bank
to
on that.
rely heavily on him if
'Cause-
Antonio Brown is
right.
100%.
I can't imagine Antonio Brown is not playing this one. He's
He's
got
going
to
to play, but he's not going to be 100%.
Right. True. But
And plus, Jalen Ramsey is going to be all over his ass.
True.
Jalen Ramsey's, that dude's the truth.
I
hate his fucking ass because he talks so much shit, but that dude can ball.
I can't lie to you, Brandon. I'm kind of pulling for the Steelers because of my homie Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
He will be. I will buy his jersey. Chinese is, of course, but yeah. The Texans, Brandon, are negotiating a long-term deal with head coach Bill O'Brien. The Texans are set to hire Brian Gaine as a general manager, but after that is done, they're going to turn their attention to getting Bill O'Brien on board for the long haul. He has a year left on his current contract, so he's obviously not going to be a lame-duck coach. But, he's got the pieces, especially with a healthy Deshaun Watson.
He's got to get healthy, though, man. Every year they have some devastating-ass injury.
Right. So
I can't imagine Watson running around with that offense with what's his name, Hopkins and Fuller.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Yes.
Oof.
Yes. So that was NFL Quick Hits, which was sponsored by what the hell? GRN Productions. That's right. I don't know.
We got so many.
My production company.
Everyone wants a piece of this show.
It's great. You know what? I'm not going to lie, and I'm going to toot my own horn. I don't care. I think we have, our in comparison to some other podcasts that I've heard recently.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ours is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is.
And you know what I say to that?
Yeah, boy.
Well used.
Yeah, very
That's
good.
a good spot for it.
Very good. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's take 10 quick seconds. You can hear my 7-year-old daughter when she was 4. And when we come back, we'll talk the playoff games coming up, and we shall return in a moment.
This podcast is sponsored by peanutweek.com/Amazon. Help keep my podcast free. Stop through Amazon. We thank you. Good night now.
Yeah, dog. You remember that? Remember this one?
You.
Let's play. Let's this one play out a little bit here.
All right. I'm gonna bore our listeners. That's cool.
How can you be bored with Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5? Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 is great. But, all right. I'm not even going to go into the subject of our... Oh, what? What is
Rodney
that?
Hood gets ejected. Watch what he does with his fan's phone.
Okay. He smacked it out of his hand.
Fat, rich white guy at courtside filming him on
Look
cell
at
phone.
that.
Whack.
That's funny. I hope he cracked the screen.
Oh, man.
I hope he cracked his screen. Oh, well. Hey, let's put this mixer to the test here. There we go. That's got Brandon's head moving again. And Grandmaster Flash.
Mixing a little African Bambata.
Oh, no, I can probably work on that next week. But all right, welcome back to the podcast, everybody, and let's talk the next round of the playoffs, the divisional round here.
Yeah, let's not talk about what we picked for last week.
No, let's not. Even though I'm the champion every week.
Yeah, it's the only one you got right.
Yes, yes. Otherwise, we could have been 0 for Brandon.
Yeah, we could have been 0 for 4.
We could have been 0 for freaking 4.
You were 1-3.
Oh, it's terrible. That is so terrible.
In the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm wearing contacts, and that's whatever. All right, Tennessee, New England, Brandon.
New England's gonna steamroll the shit out of them.
I'm gonna go on record and say I think New England and Pittsburgh, they're winning their respective games in the AFC.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be close, but I think Pittsburgh will win.
Okay. Here's one that's interesting to me.
Just because if the Jaguars had a better offense,
right?
I don't think that. I don't know if I could go with them. I think that Jacksonville has a really strong defense.
They have a really strong defense, yes. But if they're going to zone in on their offense, a good portion of their offense this season was Leonard Fournette. I know this personally because I had him on 3 of my fantasy teams.
Right, but Bortles was at least serviceable in some games. He did pass pretty well in some games, but last game was not one.
Last game was not one at all, and this one is an even bigger playoff spotlight.
Maybe it'll be
than
on the
was
road
wild
and he'll be a
card.
little more relaxed. Maybe he was a little jittery in front of the home fans.
Maybe, I don't know, but I'm still saying New England, Pittsburgh
Yeah.
will be the AFC championship. Now, here's an interesting one here, Brandon. Mm-hmm. Never before, to my knowledge,
Yes.
has a number 1 seed been an underdog.
Yeah.
Philadelphia and Atlanta. Oh, what is it? Why am I hearing music in the background? Is
That's what I
this
was
damn
just
thing still
wondering,
playing?
too. It's still
It's
playing.
still playing? Oh, God. What's going on here?
When your remixes.
Yeah, well, me and my remixes. Sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to sound like another network, but...
But we didn't go on pause. We just kept talking.
okay, good.
Here, we
never
gotta do this, too. Talk from really far away. Fucking meat tits.
Philadelphia is the number 1 seed in Brandon because of the loss of Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
They are now the underdog to number 6 Atlanta.
Which I don't... I mean, I
who you
get
got?
it, but I don't get it. I'm not really impressed by Atlanta. Like, they were okay against the Rams. The Rams, I think...
too young.
and they made a lot of special team mistakes. Mm-hmm. I mean, those early turnovers where the first 3 drives were all Atlanta on the field for pretty much the whole first quarter. I think that set them back, but they still held them in check for the most part, get them to get field goals and stuff. And if they don't get that call against them, I mean they're tied. Mm-hmm. They get up and it was a close game. I don't think Atlanta's that good. They're especially not good when they're not playing in good weather. I don't know, man. I'm expecting a decent game from Nick Foles. I think they're going to rely on the run heavily, though. I think that Ajayi is going to mix it up with Blount, and I think that they'll get a lot of rushing yards, and I think Foles will do enough, and the defense will do enough. Because honestly, I can't really judge the last couple weeks because they're not playing for anything.
Right.
They're already locked in. They played with Nick Foles to get them some snaps, but honestly, the defense is not going all out. Mm-hmm. So I'm not. I don't know. I understand why, but I'm not sold on the Falcons. I don't think the Falcons are that good a team. I think they're I think they got in by default. I think if there's a healthy Aaron Rodgers, Falcons don't even make the playoffs this year.
Oh, I don't. This is a really, really, really tough one.
Yeah.
Because it really could go either way.
Right.
I think I'm going to take experience, not necessarily to say. I don't even want to say
the Julio.
I don't even want to say this. I don't even want to say the experience thing, because Foles
They
is
are
experienced.
experienced with a 28-3 loss.
Right? Exactly.
Lost lead.
Exactly. Did you see the meme the other day with Tom Brady and Matt Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
It was, hey, what's my record versus the Buffalo Bills? 28-3. But
Georgia just as a state.
I'm gonna say Atlanta, but it would not surprise me if Philadelphia wins. But I'm going to say I believe Atlanta is probably going to.
Birds.
Yes, but I'm not riding the Dirty Birds like I did last year.
Tepidly.
Exactly. I think my feel
Your
good
belief ends after this.
I think my feel good team this year was Buffalo. I don't remember. Okay, and then finally, New Orleans, Minnesota. Who you got?
I got the Saints.
I do too.
Their defense is playing well, and Drew Brees is going to be playing in a dome, so it's a road game, but doesn't matter because they're going to have all that speed. Drew's just slinging it right now. I mean, I thought the only team that legit had a chance to beat the Saints and stop them from going to the Super Bowl was Carolina, because I think they're very evenly matched, and they very well could have lost last week if that grounding play doesn't happen. I mean, they were moving, and Cam looked like he was going to get him in the end zone.
I agree.
But Minnesota's offense has been faltering. Case Keenum got off to that really hot start, and he was like the hot guy. And I know because I had to have him as my fill-in quarterback, and he didn't do shit for me.
Okay.
So I just think the Saints offense and their defense is really solid. I think that's going to be enough to beat Minnesota. I think that they can do enough against Minnesota's defense because Minnesota has a tough defense too. But I just don't think that Case Keenum's going to outduel Drew Brees.
No, I don't. I
don't think.
I don't either. And to be honest with you, when I look at
I'll
the
be
Vikings,
glad because
yes,
I hate Minnesota.
Well, when I look at the Vikings, there's a resemblance to the Rams there, and I think that as far as the inexperience is concerned,
but they're not
the
though,
offense.
because a lot of those guys were on that playoff team where Blair Walsh blew it for him against. Remember the wide left kick?
Oh yeah,
against the Seattle
against
Seahawks.
the Seahawks.
A lot of those guys are there. The only difference is Case Keenum and a couple of younger guys. But overall, I mean that's a team that's not that far removed. Mike Zimmer's coached in a playoff game.
Fair enough.
I don't think that they're inexperienced. I just don't think that they're good enough.
I think I don't know. The Saints are playing pretty hot. They've been playing pretty hot all year.
They got that two-headed monster in the backfield.
They do, exactly. Kamara and Ingram, exactly. So I believe that the NFC representation will be Atlanta at New Orleans.
All right.
That will be I'm thinking AFC Championship is, for me, the AFC Championship game is going to, well, me and Brandon, the AFC Championship game will be Pittsburgh at New England. For me, I think the NFC Championship game is going to be Atlanta at New Orleans. Brandon thinks it will be New Orleans at Philadelphia.
Yep.
So we will see next week what exactly it will be. But yeah, that's about it.
What it do?
What it do? My name's LT. I should bring that up next week. But Brandon, what do you got? What do you got going on? What are you looking forward to?
Oh, let's see. Tomorrow, I'm going to see Guster. Their 25th anniversary shows. They decided to play 3 shows in the first 3 locations that they ever launched shows in, and one of them actually was at Milestones in Rochester. Milestones isn't gone; it's gone now. But in that similar vicinity is Anthology, so they're going to play an Anthology tomorrow night. So I'm going to go to that. And I think I'm going to work on painting my bedroom this weekend.
There you go. I think I'll be doing that in a few weeks.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
More jerking it?
Honestly, jack shit, man. I got nothing.
Jacking shit?
I got a final in my second to last class this week, which if all goes according to plan, I'll have done on Friday.
When you get down to that last thing when we start, when we're still doing podcasts. We're down to those last days. You can start playing the final countdown.
Yes, I will. And there may very well be a celebratory podcast specifically for the JC Money Show. Once it's done, we don't necessarily have to talk about football, but we can just bullshit and get drunk.
I am the king of bullshit.
Oh, Perez wants to get in on a podcast with us.
Fuck him.
Yeah, Lewis, you chode. You fucking hump.
Get an iPhone, then we can talk, buddy.
He's on Android now, though. He's at least upgraded from Windows Phone.
I don't give a shit.
But
still a bum.
He says he wants to get in on a podcast with us. So probably one of these weeks, especially as we get the Gear Network Studios rebuilt.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah.
Once we get that rebuilt, we will, the JC Money Show is going to be fun in the summer. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time.
I've got some things planned for that.
There's a lot of ball busting.
Yes.
I am a big time ball buster.
Yes.
Because we
couldn't tell.
I'm 210 pounds. I got some decent bulk to me, but Lewis is a big dude. And the fact that I can sit here and say, fuck him, that just shows how much of a ball buster I am. Because he won't punch me in the face for it.
Well, here's the thing.
Laugh at it.
Lewis would look at you and be like, ha, 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 ha.
Exactly. He'd laugh at me.
Hey, fuck you too, you bitch.
Yeah.
And he would say that too.
I'm just saying, you can go fuck yourself. All right.
Yeah, boy.
All right, that's gonna do it for us this week here. on what has become really just a Football Talk Weekly podcast. So it's not a simulcast this week. How about that? Because we didn't do politics or any of
because
that
I was
shit.
a complete retard last week.
What? Well,
You can bleep out that word.
whatever.
I don't usually like that word, but
Yeah, I don't particularly
I was
like that.
kind of stupid with the whole thing. It was my 401k contribution. That stuff doesn't kick in until February, which by all accounts I'm still expected to lose money, but not as much.
Well, you know what was
currently am.
You know what's the funny thing is
I
that
at least thought I was.
after the podcast last week, literally, I produced the thing, I upload it for the next day, and then Brandon sends me a text message and it says, Jesus! And I'm like, what's going on?
I made a huge
He's
tiny
like,
mistake.
dude, the first portion of the show is just fucked up. And I'm like,
It's just bullshit. I felt like a total idiot. And the thing is I can own it, and I don't care. Like, most people would just, dig deep into the interwebs and find some BS website to support their stupid, nonsensical
Breitbart.
rambling.
you,
I
Breitbart.
wouldn't do that. I took down my posts, and I immediately said, hey, I made a huge, tiny mistake.
Donald Trump's a cunt.
And I own it. I totally blew that one. I'm thinking first of the year because I heard all this talk that it needs to get done before the first of the year so it can get out into the payrolls, but they've delayed some of it so they can go into February.
Listen, save it for the JC Money Show.
But we can save it for the JC Money Show. It just, I spoke about it last week, and I need to clear the air and say, hey, I blew it.
All right. Well, we appreciate
That's
you.
what responsible journalism and podcasting.
Podcasting?
Yeah. If that's a word, that's what you do.
Yeah, boy.
You tell fake news and you say, hey, you know what? That was fake news. All
right.
Not quote some fake Twitter bot and go,
Well, Brandon,
smart.
we appreciate you clarifying it, and we appreciate all of you listeners for listening to us each and every week. I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna say now. I'm gonna go get some sleep because I am dog tired. So tune in next week when we see how piss poor we did on our playoff predictions again. When it's Jacksonville and freaking Tennessee in the NFC Championship
Jacksonville,
game
Tennessee versus Atlanta and Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah. Oh boy. That'll put butts in seats. But Brandon, good day to you.
Good day to you, sir.
So long, everybody. Good night now.
Yeah, boy.
Remember to see more National Football League action next week.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the Gear Network.